This week, we are taking a look at some of the top Paul Kurtis stories of the year, like when he was running after that moving van. We'll never forget that one.
No, we'll get to see that one again, and we're going to call on Kurtis Ming right now for a look at the first three.
Yeah, and we've got a team of people here behind the scenes working on your consumer problems, and here are three of producer Shawn's favorites from 2010.
Don't touch the camera. Do not touch the camera.
Things got tense when we brought our camera inside Signature Furniture Gallery in June. We wanted to know why they hadn't fulfilled Kathy Floyd's order.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Months had passed and Signature Furniture still had not delivered her 5-drawer chest.
And I was like, okay, I'll call Kurtis and see if he can help me. Because they can't get away with this.
Back to Signature Furniture, where this salesman, who said his name was Denny, claimed to have her piece in stock.
Can you show it to me? Yeah, great.
But Denny doesn't like being followed by a camera.
Don't touch the camera. Do not touch the camera.
We got them to deliver the chest and got the state to open an investigation. It wasn't long before Signature Furniture went out of business.
Thank you, Kurtis. Good job.
Brian Hicks was fighting to keep his house to keep a roof over his son's head. He was approved for a mortgage modification through his lender, Chase. He jumped through all their hoops. Then months later, Chase suddenly changed its mind, and their reason did not make any sense.
I said, I don't understand, and he wouldn't give me an explanation of how my income was any different than when I originally was approved for it.
We worked with Chase and had Brian meet with Mike Himes, a counselor at Sacramento NeighborWorks Home Ownership Center.
Once we made that initial call and got things moving, Brian did it all on his own.
Chase sent Brian the final agreement, modifying his loan. He can keep the house. Persistence paying off.
I'd say just keep pushing. I mean, if you really want your house, show them that you want it.
Alex, I'm Kurtis Ming from CBS 13.
And last month, we confronted a Northern California moving company accused of ripping off numerous consumers. Our hidden camera sting caught them in the act. At one point, going so far as threatening our undercover producer he was going to keep her household goods hostage if she did not pay what they demanded.
If I can't pay this today, what do you guys do? I mean,
we take your stuff.
And so basically they're gonna hold my stuff hostage?
It's a story very familiar to us and the state agency that regulates the moving industry. When the Public Utilities Commission refused to respond to our questions about why they appear to let rogue movers off with a slap on the wrist, our producer crashed their public meeting.
Considering I can't get anyone to comment on this, this video right here is that video I was telling you about.
Hey, Mr. Clark, would you just talk to the gentleman for a minute or two outside the auditorium here? Sure.
Thank you,
you
sir.
got what you asked for.
It's very difficult to keep up with folks who engage in that sort of activity, but there are ways to do it. It's very resource intensive.
Our movers also refused to answer any of our questions, but they were exposed for all to see.
This is all of our stuff. What are you going to do with it? You got nothing to say. You're just going to take off down the road with all of our stuff?
And that's what they did. The #1 question we got after that story: what happened to our stuff? We don't know. They drove off with it, put it in storage. We never saw it again. We didn't have anything too valuable in there. The company is under investigation. And if you have a consumer problem you can't resolve, maybe we can. Call the hotline Monday through Friday, or you could always go to our website, cbssacramento.com. Click on Contact Kurtis.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
My sister actually asked me on Christmas Day if
what
Kurtis
happened
ever
to
got his
Kurtis'
stuff
stuff?
back.
Still hasn't gotten it back.
Nobody knows.